Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're going to kind of dissect Aditya Birla Sun Life AMC's Q2 FY25 results. So we got press releases, presentations, financial statements.
The whole shebang.
Yeah, the whole shebang. And we're going to pull out the most important details to give you a crystal clear view of their performance.
Yeah.
Buckle up because this is going to be interesting. Their AUM saw a 24% year-over-year jump. And they're using this really unique lean model to expand their reach.
Interesting.
Let's get started.
It's fascinating to see how ABC AMC is strategically positioning themselves for growth in a rapidly evolving financial landscape.
Absolutely. Let's start with their overall financial performance this quarter. Did they live up to the hype?
They exceeded it. ABC AMC posted a 27% increase in revenue year over year, reaching 424.21 crore rupees.
Wow.
But even more impressive is the expansion of their operating margin to 21%.
Oh, wow.
Indicating a keen focus on operational efficiency.
Okay, so they're clearly doing something right. What's the primary engine driving this success?
Their assets under management, or AUM, have experienced a remarkable surge, growing by 24% year over year. This growth is a testament to their ability to attract and retain investors.
Let's break down this AUM growth. What are the key components contributing to this impressive figure?
Their AUM is diversified across various segments, including mutual funds, portfolio management services, alternative investments, real estate, and offshore investments.
Wow.
However, the mutual fund segment stands out as the major contributor, representing a significant chunk of their total AUM.
So are they focusing on any particular type of mutual fund?
Their equity mutual fund segment is a star performer, showing a remarkable 41% year-over-year growth.
Wow.
This suggests a strong capability in navigating the complexities of the stock market and delivering returns for their investors.
That's a pretty significant jump. Are they primarily catering to institutional investors, or are they seeing success in attracting individual investors as well?
It's not just about the big players. They've also witnessed a substantial increase in their individual MAAUM, indicating their success in attracting and retaining individual investors like you. Their total investor folio count reaching 10.2 million underscores their broad retail reach.
That's a lot of people putting their trust in ABC LMC.
Yeah.
What strategies are they employing to engage with these individual investors and foster long-term relationships?
ABC AMC is strategically focusing on growing their SIP, or systematic investment plan flows.
Okay.
This emphasis on SIPs is clever because they promote consistent, disciplined investing, a strategy that tends to yield positive results over time, especially in volatile markets.
So it's the classic tortoise and hare approach to investing. Slow and steady wins the race.
Exactly.
Their new SIP registrations are up, and the average SIP tenure is increasing. It seems their strategy is resonating with investors. But how are they reaching all these investors, particularly those new to the world of investing?
That's where their expansion into emerging markets using a lean model comes into play. This model is all about maximizing efficiency and minimizing costs, allowing them to tap into the vast untapped potential in new regions.
So instead of focusing solely on major metropolitan areas, they're venturing into smaller towns and cities, where there's a growing demand for investment opportunities.
Precisely. Over 80% of their empaneled distributors are in B30 cities.
Wow.
Signifying a strong presence beyond the traditional financial hubs. They're reaching investors where they are, bridging the gap between financial services and underserved communities.
I'm starting to see a pattern here. They are very strategic in their approach. It's not just about growth, it's about sustainable and inclusive growth. From attracting individual investors with SIPs to venturing into new markets with a lean model, they're thinking long-term. What else is part of their growth strategy?
They're not limiting themselves to traditional investment avenues. They're making waves in passive and alternative investments as well.
Passive investments, you mean like index funds and ETFs?
Exactly. Their ETF AUM has skyrocketed by an impressive factor of 8 since September 2021.
What?
This success is driven by their focus on providing low-cost, transparent, and diversified investment options through ETFs, which are increasingly popular among investors.
It's incredible how they're not just riding the wave of these trends, but actively shaping them. You mentioned alternative investments as well. What's happening on that front?
They are raising funds for new alternative investment products, like the ABSL India Special Opportunities Fund and the ABSL Structured Opportunities Fund 2, demonstrating their commitment to providing investors with a diverse range of options to meet their financial goals.
For those of us who might need a quick refresher, could you unpack what alternative investments entail and why they're gaining traction?
Alternative investments are like exploring uncharted territories. Beyond the traditional realms of stocks and bonds, they encompass a wide range of assets, including hedge funds, private equity, real estate, and commodities, often involving more specialized strategies, and potentially higher risk, but with the potential for higher returns.
So it's about diversifying beyond the usual suspects
Hmm.
and tapping into different market segments. It's like adding a pinch of spice to a portfolio
Hmm.
for investors seeking something beyond the traditional fare.
Exactly. And AMC is strategically positioning itself to capitalize on this growing demand for alternative investments, further expanding their reach and appeal to a broader investor base.
It's clear they are thinking ahead and adapting to evolving investor preferences. But we're in the digital age, and everyone expects seamless online experiences. How is ABC incorporating technology into their operations?
They're not just keeping up, they're leading the charge in digital transformation. They've invested heavily in building a sophisticated digital ecosystem that includes investor and partner apps, API gateways, and even an active savings app, making investing and managing finances incredibly easy and accessible.
So it's more than just having a shiny app. It's about leveraging technology to improve the investor experience. How are they doing that?
They're harnessing the power of AI and machine learning for real-time decision-making and personalization, with features like one-click SIP registration and salary-linked SIPs, all powered by cutting-edge technology. This allows them to streamline processes, offer customized solutions, and enhance the overall investor experience.
It sounds like they're making investing more intuitive and personalized, even a bit fun. But it's not just about technology, right? What are they doing to educate and engage with investors, particularly those who might be new to the investing world?
They have a multifaceted approach to investor engagement. One captivating example is their Samriddhi magazine, specifically targeted at the next generation of investors.
Oh, cool.
It's a brilliant way to introduce financial concepts, empower younger audiences, and cultivate a new generation of informed investors.
It's about more than just products and services. It's about fostering financial literacy and empowering individuals to make sound financial decisions. That's impressive.
They are also partnering with universities and the National Institute of Securities Markets, or ISF na sister case, to roll out investor education programs.
Hmm.
These initiatives highlight their commitment to expanding financial literacy and making investing accessible to a wider audience.
It's refreshing to see a company that's not solely focused on profits, but also on making a positive societal impact.
Absolutely. Their dedication to investor education and empowerment is commendable.
But let's talk about their financial health. Are they as rock solid as their growth and initiatives suggest?
Their Q2 FY25 financials paint a very positive picture. They've maintained healthy profit margins and are on a clear path of positive growth.
So no red flags.
Well, no business is entirely immune to external factors. The sources do highlight potential challenges, such as regulatory changes and broader market trends that could impact their future performance.
So even a high-performing company like ABC needs to be prepared for the unexpected.
Exactly. But it's encouraging to see that they are proactively addressing these potential challenges through their strategic initiatives, like digital transformation, geographic expansion, and product diversification.
It sounds like they're building a resilient business model that can adapt to a dynamic environment.
Precisely. They're not just reacting to changes, but anticipating and preparing for them. This proactive approach is crucial for ensuring long-term sustainability and success.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground already. From AUM growth and strategic initiatives to digital transformation and investor engagement.
Indeed. They are managing investments, growth, innovation, and adaptation all at the same time.
But hold on, we're not done yet. There's a lot more to uncover in AMC's world. We'll delve deeper into their financial performance, analyze the nitty-gritty details of their statements, and explore the broader industry trends to understand where they stand in the grand scheme of things.
Stay tuned, because we're about to take this deep dive to the next level.
Welcome back to the deep dive. We're continuing our exploration of Aditya Birla Sun Life AMC's Q2 FY25 performance. Before the break, we discussed their strategic initiatives and impressive growth. But now it's time to roll up our sleeves and dive into the numbers.
Let's get granular. Their financials provide a fascinating glimpse into the inner workings of their success.
All right, let's start with their revenue. You mentioned a 27% year-over-year increase. Break that down for us.
Their revenue from operations leaped from 335 crore rupees in Q2 FY24 to a robust 424.21 crore rupees in Q2 FY25.
Wow.
This significant jump highlights their ability to grow their top line and capture a larger share of the market.
That's a hefty increase, but revenue growth alone doesn't tell the whole story. What about their profitability? Were they able to maintain healthy margins while achieving this growth?
Absolutely. Their profit before tax soared from 236.8 crore rupees in Q2 FY24 to an impressive 335.09 crore rupees in Q2 FY25,
Okay.
a 42% increase. This demonstrates their commitment to operational efficiency, ensuring that their bottom line keeps pace with their top-line growth.
Okay, so they're not just growing, they're growing profitably. That's music to any investor's ears. But can we dig a little deeper into what's driving this profitability? Did they manage to keep costs under control?
Examining their expenses reveals a balanced approach. Their employee benefit expenses and other operational costs naturally rose with the company's expansion, but they've kept these increases in check, demonstrating responsible financial management.
So they're not just spending recklessly to chase growth, they're being strategic and mindful of their expenses. Smart move.
Their net income also tells a compelling story, climbing from 178.1 crore rupees in Q2 FY24 to a healthy 242.34 crore rupees in Q2 FY25, a 36% jump.
Okay, time for a quick recap. ABC LMC is experiencing impressive growth, strategically expanding into new markets, embracing digital transformation, and their financials are looking rock solid.
They are indeed hitting all the right notes. But it's important to acknowledge that no business operates in a vacuum. Our sources also point out some potential challenges on the horizon.
Right, every success story has its hurdles. What potential bumps in the road did you identify?
One key challenge highlighted is the ever-evolving regulatory landscape. The financial services industry is constantly subject to new regulations, and ABC IMC must remain agile. In adapting to these shifts, remember the Finance No. 2 Act enacted in August 2024.
Vaguely refresh my memory.
This act significantly altered the taxation of debt mutual fund investments. It removed the indexation benefit for calculating long-term capital gains and adjusted the capital gains tax rates.
Ah, yes, that caused quite a stir in the investment world. How did this specific change affect ABC LMC's bottom line?
It directly impacted their deferred tax liability, specifically related to fair value gains on investments, increasing it by a substantial 16.01 crore rupees. This in turn affected their profit after tax for the quarter and the half-year ending September 30, 2024.
Wow, so a regulatory change seemingly unrelated to their core business had a tangible impact on their profitability. It really highlights how interconnected the financial world is.
Precisely. This underscores the importance of not only staying informed about regulatory changes, but also understanding their potential ripple effects on various aspects of a business.
All right, let's shift gears and delve into their balance sheet. What key observations jumped out at you?
The substantial growth in their investment portfolio is particularly noteworthy. Their total investments as of September 30, 2024, reached a whopping 3,215.99 crore rupees,
All right.
a significant jump from the 3,122.300 crore rupees recorded at the end of March 2024.
That's a considerable increase in just 6 months. What does this tell us about their investment strategy and their outlook on the market?
It signals their confidence in the market and their commitment to actively deploying capital and seeking promising investment opportunities. Remember, managing assets is their core business, and this growth in their investment portfolio reflects their belief in their ability to generate returns for investors.
So they're not just sitting on a pile of cash, they're actively putting it to work.
Exactly. This aligns perfectly with their growth story. They're not just expanding their reach and product offerings, they're actively managing a growing pool of assets. It's a dynamic picture of a company in motion.
It's like a well-choreographed dance, where they are gracefully managing multiple moving parts. Now let's talk cash flow. How healthy is their financial circulatory system? Are they generating enough cash to fuel these ambitious plans?
Their cash flow statement gives us some great insights into this. For the half-year ending September 30, 2024, they generated a net cash flow of 317.4 crore rupees from their operating activities.
That's a pretty healthy number. It indicates their core business is generating solid cash flow, which is vital for any company's long-term sustainability.
Absolutely. But it's also worth noting that they allocated a significant amount of cash towards investing activities. During the same period, we see a net cash outflow of 80.71 crore rupees directed towards investment.
Okay, so they're spending on growth.
Yeah.
And putting their money where their mouth is.
Precisely. A large portion of this outflow was for purchasing new investments, showing their commitment to expanding their investment portfolio and capitalizing on opportunities in the market.
That makes sense. While this spending might lead to a lower net increase in cash and cash equivalents in the short term, it's a strategic investment in their future growth potential.
Exactly. They're playing the long game,
Mm.
investing today to reap the rewards tomorrow.
Speaking of tomorrow, how are their cash reserves looking overall? Do they have enough fuel in the tank to keep this growth engine humming?
As of September 30, 2024, their cash and cash equivalents stood at 42.86 crore rupees.
Okay.
While this may seem modest compared to their overall investments, it's important to remember their core business generates significant cash flow from operating activities.
So it's not just about the snapshot of cash on hand at a specific moment. It's about their ability to consistently generate cash from their operations.
You got it.
Yeah.
Their robust cash flow from operations provides a solid foundation for funding their ongoing activities, pursuing growth, and weathering any potential storms.
That's reassuring. It suggests they are not overly reliant on external financing or debt to fuel their ambitions.
Exactly. They're building a sustainable and resilient business model, fueled by the strength of their core operations. It's like a well-oiled machine that generates its own energy to keep moving forward.
Okay, so we've explored their revenue streams, profitability, balance sheet, and cash flow. It's clear ABC LMC is in excellent financial health.
Their financial performance is certainly impressive, but remember, no company operates in isolation. To fully grasp their position, we need to zoom out and examine the broader industry trends.
That's a great point. Let's shift our perspective and see how ABC LMC's performance stacks up against the industry backdrop. What key trends are shaping the Indian asset management landscape?
One striking trend is the increasing dominance of individual investors. The proportion of assets managed for individual investors has risen steadily, climbing from 58.8% in September 2023 to an impressive 61.9% in September 2024.
That aligns with what we've seen with ABC-LAMC's own performance. They've clearly tapped into this growing segment of individual investors. What's driving this trend?
A confluence of factors is at play here, including rising financial literacy, increased awareness of investment opportunities, and importantly, the accessibility of investment platforms, particularly digital platforms, which have empowered individuals to take control of their financial well-being.
It's fascinating how technology is democratizing access to financial markets.
Absolutely. It's a transformative trend that's reshaping the investment landscape. And ABC-LMC is clearly capitalizing on this shift.
So individual investors are on the rise. What other trends are shaping the industry?
Another notable trend is the growing preference for passive investments, particularly ETFs. We've discussed ABC-LMC's remarkable success in this arena, but it's not just them. The entire industry is experiencing a surge in ETF assets.
We've talked about ABC-LMC's impressive ETF growth, but what's driving this industry-wide ETF frenzy?
ETFs are attractive for several reasons. They offer low costs, transparency, diversification benefits, and ease of trading, appealing to both seasoned investors and newcomers. Think of them as the one-stop shops of the investment world, providing a convenient and cost-effective way to gain exposure to various market segments.
Okay, so individual investors and ETFs are clearly making their mark on the industry. Are there any other notable trends we should be aware of?
There's a growing appetite for alternative investments as well. Investors, both institutional and individual, are looking to diversify their portfolios beyond traditional assets, like stocks and bonds. They're seeking avenues that offer the potential for higher returns, or uncorrelated returns to manage risk.
It's like adding a dash of spice to a portfolio, seeking out investments that can add a bit of zest and complexity to the mix.
Exactly, and this trend is reflected in the increasing allocations to alternative investments, like hedge funds, private equity, real estate, and commodities.
So we've got individual investors on the rise, a growing appetite for ETFs, and increasing interest in alternative investments. What does this tell us about the future of asset management in India?
The industry is undergoing a dynamic transformation, driven by evolving investor preferences, rapid technological advancements, and a desire for diversification. It's like a kaleidoscope constantly shifting, revealing new patterns and possibilities.
And for asset management companies like ABC LMC, this presents both incredible opportunities and challenges.
Exactly. It's an opportunity to innovate, cater to evolving needs, and stay ahead of the curve. At the same time, it's a challenge to remain competitive in this rapidly changing landscape. That's where their strategic focus on digital transformation, geographic expansion, and product diversification becomes even more crucial.
It's like they're building a toolkit, equipped with the right tools to navigate the complexities of the future.
Their success hinges on their ability to effectively wield these tools and adapt to the ever-changing demands of the market.
This panoramic view of the industry really adds another dimension to our understanding of ABC-LAMC's position and potential. While their Q2 FY25 results are undeniably impressive, we need to remember they're operating in a dynamic and competitive environment.
Precisely. Both opportunities and challenges lie ahead, and their ability to navigate these complexities will shape their future success.
I'm getting the sense that ABC-LAMC is like a ship sailing on a vast and ever-changing ocean. They must constantly adjust their sails, read the winds, and chart a course that leads them to success.
A very poetic analogy, and it highlights the importance of strategic vision, agility, and a deep understanding of the forces that are shaping the industry.
I think it's time for us to take a breather and process all this information before we jump back into the final leg of our deep dive.
A wise move. Even the most seasoned deep-sea divers need to resurface for air every now and then.
We'll be back soon to wrap up our exploration of ABC-LAMC's world. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the deep dive. We've explored Aditya Birla's Sun Life, AMC's financials, their strategic moves, and the broader industry trends. But there's one crucial element we haven't touched on yet.
You're right. We've analyzed the numbers and strategies,
Yeah.
but behind every successful company is a team of talented individuals driving that success. And of course, we can't forget the investors who place their trust in them.
Exactly. Numbers and trends are important, but they only paint part of the picture. What insights did our source material reveal about ABC-LAMC's approach to their employees and investors?
One thing that immediately stands out is their commitment to employee development and empowerment. They recognize that their employees are their most valuable asset and invest significantly in training programs, skill development initiatives, and fostering a positive work environment.
So it's not just about attracting top talent, but nurturing and retaining it. A company is only as strong as its people, after all.
Precisely. And this focus on employee well-being is reflected in their financial statements. A significant portion of their expenses is allocated towards employee benefits, ensuring their team is well compensated and cared for.
Happy employees often lead to happy customers. And in this case, the customers are the investors. What strategies are they using to engage with investors and build those lasting relationships?
They are leveraging technology to personalize the investor experience, providing customized solutions and insights through their digital platforms. It's not just about offering a wide array of investment options. It's about tailoring those options to meet each investor's unique needs and goals.
So it's like having a personal financial advisor at your fingertips, guiding you through the complexities of the market.
Yes, a very sophisticated and data-driven advisor. They utilize data and analytics to understand investor behavior, preferences, and risk tolerance, allowing them to offer personalized recommendations and guidance.
Yeah.
But this focus on personalization extends beyond just individual investors. They've also developed dedicated programs to engage with their network of distributors.
Ah, yes, their network of financial professionals who act as their brand ambassadors. How are they working with these distributors?
They have implemented comprehensive distributor engagement plans, providing training, resources, and support to empower their distributors to effectively serve investors. They recognize that strong partnerships with distributors are crucial for reaching a wider audience and expanding their market presence.
It's a win-win scenario. Both ABC-LAMC and their distributors benefit from mutual growth and success.
Absolutely. Their collaborative approach is reflected in their multi-channel distribution strategy, which encompasses national distributors, banks, mutual fund distributors, and a growing network of digital partners.
They are ensuring they can connect with investors through a variety of channels, casting a wide net to reach different segments of the market.
Precisely. This multifaceted approach is essential for staying competitive in an increasingly crowded and complex market. They're playing the long game, building a sustainable ecosystem that benefits all stakeholders.
It's like a well-coordinated orchestra, with each section playing its part to create a harmonious and impactful symphony.
A beautiful analogy. It highlights the interconnectedness of all the elements we've explored today, their financial performance, strategic initiatives, the industry trends, and their approach to employees and investors.
It's a holistic picture, a compelling story of growth, innovation, and a commitment to creating value for everyone involved.
I couldn't agree more. As we resurface from this deep dive, I'm struck by ABC-LAMC's achievements and their ambition for the future.
Me too. They're not just managing assets, they're managing expectations, navigating complexities, and striving to leave a positive mark on the financial landscape of India. They seem well-equipped to ride the wave of change and emerge as a leader in the years to come.
And on that note, I think it's time we wrap up this insightful exploration.
But before we say goodbye, I want to leave our listeners with a final thought to ponder. We've seen how ADC-LMC is successfully adapting to the rise of individual investors, the growing popularity of passive investments, and the shift toward digital platforms. But technology never stops evolving. How might the future of asset management be further transformed by advancements in artificial intelligence, blockchain technology, and even the metaverse?
That's a fascinating question. It highlights that our journey of exploration and discovery in the world of finance never truly ends. There's always more to learn, more to analyze, and more to anticipate.
Well said. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the world of Aditya Birla Sun Life AMC. We hope you found it as insightful and engaging as we did. Until next time, keep those financial minds sharp, and may your investments always be wise and prosperous.
We'll see you on our next deep dive.